Happy evening to all of you. Thank you so much, Sachinji. It's always been a privilege for me to be there as part of Superhumans and wonderful team and great leaders. So, how many of you want to be happy in your life? Put your hands up. No? How many of you want to be successful in your lives? Wonderful. I'm going to ask another weird question. How many of you want to fail in your life? How many of you want to be really unhappy in your life? Okay. Now, this is what I wanted to start my journey with. You know what? Like, we all want to be happy and successful in our life, but it is never possible without failures and being unhappy about it. And all the lessons in our lives are going to be definitely mostly from our failures and unhappiness, wherein I'll tell you something. I recently watched a video where it just said one thing. Do you pray more when you have worries or when you have a lot of happiness and contentment? When do you pray more?
Please type instead
Please
of
type in the chat. Yeah, when do
type
you
in the
pray more?
chat
Type in
box
the chat.
so that it moves quickly. Yes, type. When do we pray
Yes.
more is a question.
When we have worries, when we really are not very clear about what is going to happen, that is when we pray more. Are we more disciplined when we fail once or when we have succeeded?
When we
Are we
fail
more
once.
disciplined? Yes. When we are, yeah, when we fail. And are we more feeling more happy when we are like, are we really more what do you say, do we focus more on our health when we get really ill or when we are very fine? When we focus more on our health, when we get ill, all our bodies will be that time only really taken care of. When we are most healthy, we never bother to take care of. Yes. Now, this is what life is all about. So actually, I learned these lessons in a very hard way. Okay. When I was a kid, like I definitely had lots of challenges. From my first standard, I really had no one to take care of me because all of them in my home were really busy. We had a joint family, and my mom had to take care of everyone, and my dad used to do only one thing, that is earn for the whole family. I rarely see my dad. Mostly in the night, if I'm awake, then I see. Most of the time I sleep off. So definitely, like when I was in my first standard, I had my younger brother, who was born, who was very ill. So my mom had to give all the attention to him. And I really did not know what to do and handle my life. So what really happened is my self-confidence started deteriorating. I did not know how to go about in my life. And I really did not have the confidence to even have any friend for myself. I really doubted if anybody will like me. Okay, so this is how my journey started. And I need to tell you that most of the time my prayers would be that, let me pass my exam. Because I wanted to study well. I really wanted to shine a lot, but I did not know how to study. Like, I wanted to do something, but I did not know how to do it. Nobody were there to teach me or guide me like Sachin coach is there for all of you. No, like that is why, you know what, like definitely it was like a blinded life where I did not have any clarity on how to go about. Though I had the wish that I wanted to, but I did not know the way I really had to go. So how many of you would agree that, when you have lots and lots of aspirations, but if you did not know how to go about that aspiration, it is really a pain. How many of you agree to that? Just put pain in the chat. Just put pain in the chat.
Absolutely painful, ma'am.
Yes. So that is the main thing, you know, that is how my journey really started. And my whole schooling went with a prayer that I want to have good friends and I wanted to have study well. Of course, I was not able to do it because I did not know how to do it. And slowly I started, what I really did was from my childhood, I usually, when I have an issue, I started observing people who have resolved that issue. You know, if I did not if I wanted to study well and I did not study well, I used to look up to people who are studying well. I always had that mindset to learn from people. Somehow now I feel that this journey is continuing. That's how I have lots and lots of gurus and coaches now to guide me through, because I've always been looking up to them to seek and learn from them. And the whole life of mine went into just learning from people. And it was hard for me to even think something out of my own because I did not have the confidence to decide anything of my own. And that played a very big role in my life also. You know, after the schooling, I did not know what to choose for my studies. I did not know how to choose my husband or a partner. And everywhere, what I really felt was I was totally clueless and I was just going out of the way as per what people told me to do. And that really created a lot of chaos in my life. And I would say that there was one point in my life where I felt totally miserable, wherein I felt 0% happy and 0% successful. I felt that, you know, that was a point where my health was deteriorated. Though I had, you know, studied till MBA, I felt that was of no use when I did not know how to use my degree, because I did not know have the clarity of how, you know, like I can go about what I did with my studies. And definitely the relationship part also was a big role, because I had been shutting out myself from all the people because I did not feel confident about myself. So when people come and talk to me also, I just give a one shot answer and then I'll just go off and shut into my shell. I felt more cozy living my life alone than living with people. That was because I really had a doubt whether anybody will like me. So this is how my journey really started. And there was one point where I decided to look around people who are really happy and successful. I thought that everybody in this world are doing whatever they're doing with the aim to end up their life happy and successful. How many of you agree that if you are doing whatever you're doing to ensure that you need to have happiness and success in your life, just put HAS, happiness and success. Just put has. Just put has. Yes. So all of us are doing this. And to be very frank, that wisdom came to me when I was actually attending a session during my MBA time, where I really was, you know, clueless. I joined MBA also out of mere, you know, luck, I would say, where I was not feeling confident, but still cleared the interview somehow and joined MBA. But I really did not have any clue about how I need to go about in my life, till the point that I was doing my summer project in Arvind Eye Hospital. And during my project time, the founder of Arvind Eye Hospital actually expired, and they had a condolence meeting for him. And during the condolence meeting, I came to know that he was actually crippled. That is, he was actually suffering from rheumatoid arthritis, wherein his fingers will be like this only. No, he cannot open out his fingers, both his hands and legs. He cannot open out. And with that fingers, he used to perform surgery on eyes. Can you imagine? And his vision in life was to ensure that he eliminates darkness from the people who are born blind or being blind in this. And he wants to illuminate their lives with light, which they truly deserve. So that was his vision. When I was really looking into that, when I was really hearing during that condolence meeting, people were talking about him. Till then, nobody spoke about him. You know, I was there for 1 month plus doing the project, but nobody spoke about him. But when he died, people were speaking about him. And that was the point I asked myself, what will people speak about me when I die? Why am I still here? You know, that was a point where I asked, who am I? So the question was really very intense to me, but the answer started rolling out to me as and when I started asking that question. And to be very frank, that was the point I really realized that till then I was thinking that I was and you know, I was good at computers and things. Till then I was thinking like I should be doing Tech or sitting with computers and doing some programming. But that was a point I realized that I have a flair for people, and I really wanted to pursue my life towards benefiting humanity. No, when I heard that he had a vision to bring light to people, and that is one inspiration where I still have my program name as Ignite Your Life. So that's one of the key things that I've brought in from there. And you know, each and everything that I experience now, I can relate from my past as how it had impacted me. And when I really started asking that question, who am I? Then I started, you know, getting some answers to it. My life started changing. I got the answer that I'm a people-oriented person and not fit for sitting into machines. And that's how I got a job into Cognizant. And I was a HR in the HR department. And I started getting in touch with training and other things there. And when I started training there in Cognizant, I really felt that, you know, this is my portfolio, I felt. But that was a point where I really did not care about what my intuition says. I never believed anything that I thought because I lacked confidence. I did not believe anything that my mind inside me told. And I started pursuing something else, and something else. It just, life went on like that till the point I attended, I finished my PhD, and I did a lot of things. So I had to go through a rough marriage phase, and I really had a lot of rough edges where I had to cross through. And one thing that was really holding me is my passion for my career, which I still feel very close to, because it has been always, I've been always felt holded because of it. And that is where I feel my contribution has started rolling out. And it was still the point that again I felt in my life, yes, all these are there, but still, what is the use? What is that you really wanted to do? How is that you want to make your way? All right, so I finished my PhD. Like I have a PhD degree. I have a wonderful family, but I was still feeling that I have so many degrees and I have a family. They're there to support me with financially and everything. But still I felt that my life was totally empty. I thought that, I need to go for a job, then I might feel little secure. Then I went for a job. I felt job was something which is totally not suited for me. All right. And when I did my NLP during my PhD, I got a realization during one of the phases that I was born to be an international coach, which I did not believe. Without believing a sort of it, I just pursued going for a job, doing something, and whatever I was doing. But ultimately, the day I resigned my job, I still remember the first person I called was Dr. Sachin, and he said, "Congratulations." Okay. So I still remember that. And that was the day actually, changed my life, I would say, wherein the next day I immediately went and started doing programs with Superhumans. And that was really great. I'm really grateful for Sachin ji to having accommodated and immediately showing me that, light of life. And that was the phrase where I thought, yes, this is what is my life. This is what I need to do in my life, where I really started, rolling out my life into training and coaching. After that, I was like thinking, what should I train? Yes, I know training is important, but what do I train with? What do I do? Train with people and all those things. And then that was the point when I was asked to talk in 30 seconds about myself in BNI. Okay, this BNI is called a Business Networking International, where I was asked to talk about me in 30 seconds. Now, I was a person who is used to talk and talk and talk. When I was tell about yourself in 30 seconds, I was clueless. And what do I introduce myself as? Then that point I really thought, what am I doing and what I want to give to people? And that was a point I really thought, yes, for me, I want all of them to be happy and successful. So let me introduce myself as a happiness and success coach. That was the day where I just told out of my mouth the first time in BNI as a visitor, I was there. I just told, I'm Dr. Purnia, I'm a happiness and success coach. And everybody were like, what? They've never heard something like that ever in their life. They would have heard of a life coach or transformation coach, something. It was very new to them. And everyone came to me and said, how do you tell your happiness coach? How do you say happiness and success coach? No, we have not heard of that. And that was the day I realized, okay, this is my identification. Until that point, like I was totally like, whenever there was a form to be filled, I did not know what to write. There will be role designation. I will not know what to write. And from then on, I started writing that I am a happiness and success coach. I derive my identity out of my journey. And from then on, like it has been a rocket journey for me. Like once I started identifying once I identified really what is my inspiration and passion and what is that I am for, once I realized that identity of mine, then is where I started thinking with clarity and confidence. And that is when my life started rolling on. And I started attending lots and lots of programs on happiness and success. And then whatever the areas in my life that was lacking happiness and success, I started working on them and started implementing what all I learned from programs and all the books and YouTube channels and everything. And it did work. It did really, work. There were a lot of trial and errors, a lot of failures, a lot of bumps, but it did work to the extent that from the place where I was 0% happy, 0% successful, today I stand before you as a happiness and success coach who have coached at least 80,000 plus people on happiness and success. So this is what has been the entire journey on, like, and I need to tell you that this journey was not alone. I definitely need to thank all my family members, all my coaches, gurus, Dr. Sachin Coach, and so many other people who had been really, really, really putting their efforts into my life. And it did not happen so easily, especially my family members. No, when I went and told to my mom and dad, I want to be a trainer or a coach. They were like, what? Nobody had even heard that name, trainer or a coach in my family. And especially a women. Nobody in my family is a trainer or a coach. And they really were not aware of that journey. And they're like, what? Why can't you go as a lecturer in a college? That was the question. Why can't you go as a professor in a college? I said, no, I don't want to confine into one college. I want to spread my wings into the whole world. That journey is something which they did not understand till the point I started taking my baby steps and proving to them that it works for me. And today I have all of them completely support me, but it requires a lot of patience and consistency for you to instill that confidence into your family members first. Everybody else will also believe you, but to instill that confidence into your family members is the major challenge. So I'm so happy that I've crossed that and then moved to the next circle of the close people, the friends, and then to the society, and then slowly opening out your wings. And now we have a YouTube channel, we have our website. I'm so happy and delighted to tell you that last NLP presentation, I had a person from Nigeria attend my course. Okay. And my teacher's training, I had 2 people from Saudi Arabia attend. So I'm so happy. And when I had to see my YouTube channels, the country wise viewing list, I had people from Malaysia, Singapore, so many places. I've not even heard of those countries. And this is what I would say, that my journey is still continuing, and it's just a start. And this is like a midway through my journey, and there's long way to go. So I think I've spoken so much now that I'm so open to answer to all your questions, and if any.
Lovely. Can we give her a big round of applause? Thank you so much for putting it in
Thank you.
well. And you're always been a person of less words and more action. I have 3 questions. I'll be asking them on behalf of everybody, and then the floor is open. Everybody can start. Raghav, just give us a moment. We will get on with that. Okay. Yes, all of you will get Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. That was an amazing achievement. First of all, once again, we'll all give her a big round of applause.
Thank you.
How important discipline has played a role in your success? Because I know you as a very disciplined person when it comes to from start of a morning, you have a very systematic day, how you approach Woman Entrepreneur. That was a very huge Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. She got a large, such an amazing this thing. First of all, again, beautiful.
Thank you,
amazing,
Ji. Thank you.
amazing Woman Entrepreneur. Please tell us how discipline has played a role in your life.
To be very frank, I'm a right brain person and I hate discipline. How many of you are able to, relate with me? Just put your hands up. If you are a left brain person, you would love this being disciplined and having a timetable. But being a right brain person, I wanted to always be creative, and I used to hate discipline. And to be really very frank, when I started observing the life of people who are successful, I really found out that they had discipline as one of their major point that is contributed towards their success. Now, being a right brain person, it was difficult for me to be disciplined. And if I had to think, hereafter from tomorrow morning, I need to start doing yoga every day. I would do for 1 week, I get bored. Then what I really thought was, I need to change. The slot remains the same. Being a right brain person, I change that into walking, or I change that into Zumba dance. I keep myself creative, that I am actually doing whatever has to be done. The slot is there. But being a right brain person, if I had to motivate myself, I need that creativity in everything that I do. I need that change in everything that I do. That I started instilling. When I started understanding myself, I don't be very strict to me, but I understand myself. I see what is really required. See, what is the essence of doing yoga every day? I want to be fit and strong. Now, can that be achieved by doing exercise also? So what I did was like, when I follow 1 month of yoga routine, then I have a routine for 1 month of exercise. I have a routine for 1 month of walking. I keep doing that to ensure that my routine is the what do you say, the purpose is solved. At the same time, I don't feel that boredom. How many of you right brains are able to relate with me? Okay, so that is where, you know what, I'm totally able to see that even in my programs, I don't do just one program. I need to contribute to people. I have a whole calendar already prepared for this year. It's all different every month. That is the difference I want in the life. I actually understood myself, what I really want. And then I tune my life into that. Then success automatically comes. Did I answer your question, Ji?
No, wonderful. That was really wonderful, because creative people, we need to be, yes, make mistakes, learn, do something. It's all about imagination, all that, and still maintaining, having both. It's like a two-track.
Yes.
Brain needs to
It's
move on
like
both the track.
giving place to your left brain also and right brain also.
Correct.
You need both. You cannot survive with one.
Yeah, one.
In say example, Sachin coach, every day he has a story. Why does he has different story every day during the morning rituals? Why can't he say the same story every day? Now that is the element of right brain he is putting in. Okay, that is, though the schedule is same 6 to 7, he has different schedule patterns there, to incorporate the right brain also. Now that's what we need to ensure, that in our lives also, how we can have a balance between this right and left is what disciplining is all about. How you can motivate yourself by understanding yourself and starting to tune yourself to what you really want in life. So that is all discipline is all about. What is your next question, Ji?
Wonderful. Yes, Dr. Puniji, second question is that story you said of Arvind Eye Hospital's founder, who was such a this thing, and when you heard all that, and that question was asked, and this thing, fabulous question. What will people remember me after I am gone, or after I'm no more? It's very, very significant. So when you ask that particular question to you at that particular juncture, when you're doing your MBA, your project, what answer did you get at that time? Did you
I
get
did
that?
not get any answer.
Okay.
To be very frank, like, the question that I really asked was this: what would people remember me for? And second thing, who am I really? What am I doing in this world? Because everything has a purpose. Even a tree has a purpose. A cow has a purpose. A dog has a purpose. What is my purpose of being alive in this earth? I was totally the beauty of life is that your life unfolds as per the questions you ask, as per the quality of questions you ask. I would emphasize on that word of quality of questions you ask. So when you ask quality questions, life will unfold in that direction. If I had asked, this man has lived his life, why am I sitting here in the condolence? His life is gone. Why should I sit here? If that was my question, my life would have been totally a disaster. Now, that was a point I wanted to learn from him, because learning was my innate nature. I always looked up to people and learned. So I asked the question, if he could live a life of legacy where people are talking about him even after he is gone, what would people talk about me? And that question was lingering into me. See, all you need to do as human beings is ask quality questions. When you ask quality questions, universe starts giving you the answer. Actually speaking, the week after that, I was put into the interview for joining my next project. And when I had to present this project, that also came by luck. I need to tell you this. Now, when I had to present the report of Arvind Eye Hospital project that I did, actually in my college, my HOD and dean are very strict. They used to make people cry because they are people of wanting perfection. They though you even a student who's really studying well, she went and presented everything, and HOD will rightly point out what is this is missing out, and make her cry and go. And I am a person who lacked self-confidence, and I had to present my project work. Like I really had by God's blessing, I had a wonderful friend who really helped me, who coached me at that point of time on how to present. You need to practice, you need to tell out, you need to write down the script, tell it out, and you need to practice it. And then I used to practice before him. I used to tell the script at least 5-10 times before him, and he said, yeah, you are rocking. I didn't believe. I never believe what people tell, especially my loved ones. When they praise me, I rarely believe, but that is a quality which I'm getting over now. Sachin coach will always tell you're a beauty, and beauty. I was like, what beauty? I will not believe. Now, no, I'm actually thinking I need to also believe what loved ones tell you. When they say good, you need to acknowledge it and appreciate that they are able to see that goodness in you, and they will be motivated to tell more good about you. So I didn't believe an inch of what he said. And I really practiced for 10 days. I practiced for 10 days. I wrote the script. My PPT was like, verified at least 50 times. And I really did that work. And I actually, suddenly they called, yeah, Purni, HOD wants to see your presentation. All are waiting, just go to the class and present. I like, what? And then I just went into the class. I just started the presentation. I just moved on. My legs were shivering. My hands were chill. And only my mouth was working. I was like just talking. I was just talking. I didn't even realize, like, whatever I practiced only just came out. I was not even thinking what I was talking. And when I finished my presentation, there was complete silence. And there's one word from the HOD, excellent. I was like, what? I was like clueless. Not only me, not just me who was shocked. The whole class was shocked. I was like, what? Excellent. No, it was like, then he was like, totally, I've not seen such an amazing presentation. He was like going on praising me. I was like, nothing was getting into my head. I was still into that word excellent. And what really happened was, the next week only, they had shortlisted, they asked for a shortlist of 10 bright students in your class. And my name was put only because of this presentation. Not for my marks, because marks have never been my credential at all. So my name was put into that list of 10 bright people for the interview, sending interview for Cognizant. The best of HR people in your class, 10 best people. And my name was put only because of this. And life started giving me answers. I could have gone into somewhere, but I went rightly into training department. I went rightly into some places. That was because of the questions that I asked. It started unfolding into my life, and it started showing me the path. So when you ask right questions, universe will answer those questions. When you ask wrong questions, universe will answer that questions too. It's all about what you ask.
Thank you, Dr. Purni. I have my last questions, and then I am going to hand you over to our lovely Superwomen's family, my leaders. in your childhood, you started with your childhood and you said, it was completely in somebody else's control. You were just going along. What is that one thing, if you have to change one thing now, should have been different in your childhood? What would have that been?
One thing that I really wanted to change, and one thing that I really thought I should have done in my childhood, and is like trusting my instincts. Never trusted my instincts. Not even for choosing a dress, I trusted my instinct. You know, like I used to call my mom or everybody, will this suit me? No, I never trusted my instinct. And whatever they say, even though I did not like, I used to buy it. No, that is something which I really wanted to change. I actually worked on that for, after I had a lot of losses in my life, from my failure of marriage and a lot of failures into my life, I started thinking that I should cultivate this quality of decision making. I should start making decisions for myself. And I really attended a lot of trainings on decision making also. So, you know what, the biggest one that gave me a blow was when I attended Tony Robbins' program in Singapore. What he really said was, you decide and make it right. You decide first and make it right. You don't think about whether this decision will be right or wrong. You decide it, and then you have the capacity to make it right. So go on with that capacity of making it right. So that really changed the way a lot of decisions that I've started making faster after I attended there. Otherwise, if I have to even choose a name for my company, I would have been dragging till now. If I had to choose a logo, I would have been dragging to now. There was a lot of, now that, when I make a decision, if I started trusting my instincts, if I felt it was 100% confident, then I just go ahead with that. And touch wood, till now, things have gone really good. That not major regrets I've had after starting to trust my instincts.
Thank you, Dr. Puni. That was wonderful answer. Take decision and make it right. That is something amazing. And yes, wonderful this thing to everybody. The trust your instincts and more decision making. So now it's the turn of our leaders who would like to start. They can one by one unmute them and ask. Please raise your hands now. The blue color hand raise. And then, okay, we start with Raghav.
Raghav had been waiting for a very long time. Yes.
So, Dr. Purni, what is your definition of happiness and success? I mean, like you already said what's your definition of success, but what is your definition of happiness?
Wonderful, wonderful. So, there's a wonderful question that really a lot of people ask. What is happiness and what is success actually? To be very frank, the answers would be different for each individual. For some, it would be like if they were able to achieve a small milestone, they would be so happy. And to say an example, a person who has won the 3rd place and a bronze medal will be so happy, kissing the medal. The person who would have lost the gold medal and sitting in between, won a silver medal, though the silver medal is worth it, she'll be crying. I've seen a lot of sports people do that because, oh my God, just a millisecond, I lost the gold medal, but you have a silver medal. They don't appreciate it. Yes. So this was a question that was asked to Buddha by a person who was begging on street. Buddha was there, and when this person begging on street went to this person, Buddha, and asked, how to be happy? I have nothing that I can be happy of. And again, smiling. Yeah.
Continue.
So there was one lady when I was doing a training who asked me the same question of, I am just a worker here and I'm not able to be happy. You are training here about happiness and success. Tell me what is happiness in 2 minutes. Then I told the same story to that person also. That is what I'm going to be telling to you, Raghav. So Buddha was sitting there, and this man of beggar man who came in and asked him, how to be happy? I don't have anything to be happy about. And Buddha just looked at him and told, who said you don't have anything? You have everything. And the man was so confused. I have nothing. I have nothing to be happy about. How come you say I don't even have anything to give you once you answer my question? How do you say I have everything? And Buddha just told, you have a beautiful smile which you can give to people and make them smile. You have two hands wherein you can help out to people and make their life simple. You have two legs with which you can help out other people do their job so easy. You have a heart to love people. Have you ever thought of using these, whatever you have? These are all nothing to do with your money or materialistic things. These are all totally free of cost. Have we ever used all that is there free of cost inside us that can generate happiness for ourselves and other people around? And this man was totally taken aback. That was the first time in his life he thought of smiling, and he just gave a smile and felt how happy he was inside. Raghav, can I have your smile? Are you happy giving a smile? Okay. So happiness is all inside you, and it's all dependent on how fruitfully you use what is inside you. Did I answer you, Rahul?
Yes, Dr. Purani. Yes, you did.
Thank you.
Mangaji is
It is actually a very nice answer, Dr. Purani. I like the story. The story
Thank
was
you.
nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
over to Mangaji.
Yes, Ji.
Can I ask?
Yes, Doobji.
Hello.
I've got a
Yeah.
question. Can I ask?
Yes, Doobji.
Yeah. Dr. Purni, your story is really heartwarming. I have heard many similar stories, but you stand out because of your self-confidence that you developed on the way, which is a very difficult thing to happen. Because when you have some mentor, of course, one of the mentors, Dr. Sachin, is a wonderful human being, a wonderful leader, wonderful mentor. I can't stop adding more and more adjectives to him, but I have to stop. But he is the most outstanding thing about him is he is such a nice, wonderful human being that he goes all out to help anybody and everybody.
Yeah, super
And
human.
So I will stop here. I will ask a question. Now,
Yes.
you see, when you say that 80,000 people you gave happiness or you helped them, coach them and all that. So 80,000 is a very large number. So you told me one story just now when Coach Raghav asked you a question. Can you give me a slightly different story when a person who is totally depressed and totally lost confidence in self, and suddenly you transform his life and he becomes very highly self-confident and he is successful after that.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much. I want to say that I've not transformed anybody's lives. I've definitely not transformed anybody's life. And it is not possible for anybody to transform anybody's life except for themselves. So what I really have done is to show them a way of how their life can be more happy and more successful. And there are some people who believed me, thanks to them, and they have actually taken their life through that direction, and they have definitely seen a lot of changes in their life and lots of miracles in their life, which I am really grateful for. And you know what, like this is the journey of a coach or a trainer is something which is like not something which can be demonstrated alone, because though we do the training, they need to go back, live in the same environment where the problem was created. Yes, and though we did a lot of coaching, they need to go and you know, face the same inner battle that they're facing. Now, unless a person has traveled really a very long time with us, this word of transformation is something which is, what do you say, which is really totally not possible for anybody to create. Now, these 80,000 people are by God-given gifts, wherein I have had the opportunity to share my experience, like how I've done with you people today. I've had the opportunity to go and share my experience. There are some people who have bought that as a learning and started cultivating something in them. And they have actually got some results. Some people come and share that results to me. Some people don't share it. I don't go and ask them why you don't share. But people who have shared their results with me, I'm so happy for them. Like one of them would be like, you know, she really did not have any confidence on herself, and she did not have any clue on how to take her life about. And she did not even, for that matter, finish a degree. She was not feeling confident to even do a degree. I was doing a coaching for 6 months with her, and you know, there was a lot of self-discovery sessions that happened. And what I really realized was her passion was into cooking. Her area of you know, improvement or weakness is communication, and she was put into English literature. Can you imagine her complete the course? It was impossible. So when her passion was cooking, then I started, you know, motivating her to do a lot of cooking at home. And every day she used to cook something, send me a lot of pictures. And I also started working on her communication front. I also started working on her skills. She actually joined her BBA and MBA integration program. And then now she is out, having completed her MBA and also writing her own cooking book, recipe book. And she had finished her coaching on, you know, NLP, and she has also finished her coaching on advertising and digital marketing. And she is completely now working with her mother, who is into advertising field. She is there, totally working there. And she now has an identity for her own.
Oh, wow, wow, great. You
And
made a lot of...
this is one of the stories of my very close person who I've worked with for a long time. So 6 months, definitely transformation is possible.
Can I add here something?
Yes, Madhuri coach.
Yes. I will love to share one incident, like when Dr. Puniji and Dr. Sachin coach has did one program called Soulful Parenting. A few couple of people, you know, spoke to me and they told like what all the tips, tools and techniques they have got from this particular program. because after using those techniques, you know, in their home, it's like they have now children are listening to their parents, and they have created a very good rapport in between, you know, parents and children. So I can say day before yesterday also, one of my friend told me like Dr. Sachin Coach and Dr. Purni ji has did one more program called Cell Break. So after using that techniques also, they have got good result.
Thank you, Madhuri Coach. Thank you so much. So in my YouTube channel, every Sunday, there is a column for testimonial where I keep sharing the success stories of people. And the journey is on, and the testimonials are keeping on and on, adding on and on. So you can just log into my YouTube channel. There is a humpty number of testimonials, but the one that I gave you is something which is close to my heart, because that was the first one I took. And that too with a person who is very challenging, because she had a disability also. So I'm not telling the name, Sachin Coach knows it. So I'm so happy that God has given me an opportunity to work with.
I think you took at least a year, no, to bring her around.
Yes.
It takes time. It takes time.
It takes time. It takes patience.
And the most important part, what I remember about her is she had the willingness. She had the willingness.
More important. You know, the willingness of the person to cooperate with the coach is more important.
So we will have next, Mangeji's hand is up for quite some time.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, for a wonderful question.
Thank you, Ji. Doop sir, did I answer?
Hello, ma'am. Dr. Purni, your...
Yes, ma'am. Continue.
Yeah, I was waiting for Brit sir's reply. Okay,
continue.
Thank you, ma'am, Purni ma'am. It was a very nice biography of yours. Nice and inspiring. And I really was carried away with my correlation with my own life story. So many things like this, no? It was a very good one. And it was a real inspiration also. For me, what I wanted to ask you is, when you say success, you're passionate about training and coaching, and when you say success, how do you rate the success about, like you rate it by the monetization, the earnings, or with the self-satisfaction in the soul satisfaction we earn? So which is the most highest earned?
That is wonderful. You know what, I really love your question, and thank you for asking this question, Mange ma'am. So when we say success, most of us,
something even I'm searching for also.
Very true. When we say success, not like people will think money is not, some people will say money is not that very important. What we contribute is important. Some people will say money is important, and that plays a major role in success. And some people will say, like, how many people are you self-satisfied? That is more important. I would say that success needs everything, not just money, or not just self-satisfaction, or not just contribution. It is actually a mixture of everything, and they are actually integrated. Now, if will you tell that I'm successful if I've earned zero? Will you tell I'm successful if I've contributed zero? Or will you tell I'm successful if I'm not even passionate about what I'm doing? Everything is equally important. And one beautiful thing that I learned in BNI, that is Business Networking International, is accountability. They really taught me to account my success. And that type of accounting is how much, it's called reference, and then thank you notes. And then, reference is like how many people you have impacted. That is reference. Okay, how many people you have impacted is reference. And thank you note is how many people have impacted you, or helped you, or contributed you. That is also success. And the third thing is like they also ensure that we enter the money. How much of success have you given to people with respect to money? How much of success you have earned with respect to money? That is also accounted. And the fourth thing is like one-to-one. One-to-one means how many of them you have connected one-on-one, have had an interaction with. I feel that this is more important. Like, and the fifth one is visitors. That is how many new people have entered your journey. Now success has, I feel all these 5 things is very important for success. Like you definitely need to contribute to people who are there. You also need to have an account of who has contributed to you and be grateful for them. And the third thing is about the money factor, how much you have given and how much you have earned. That also needs to be noted. And the fourth thing is how many people you are connecting to every day on a daily basis. How many people are connected to you? I'm not talking about by saying sending a good morning message on a daily basis. No, that is not the connection I'm talking about. How many people you are calling up and totally asking, how are you? How was your day? How can I help you? At least, are you asking that to your family members? Are you connected to your family members? So the final thing is you also need that journey to continue. So how many new people are you bringing into your journey every day? I feel all these are important for success, and one needs to keep accounting and have track of all these 5. Have I answered your question, Mangai ma'am?
Yeah, very true. Clear, ma'am. Very true.
Thank you.
And one more thing, as your family, you said you convinced them from the beginning. It was not easy to convince all your family members to be supportive and all that. This is something every woman, I think, is facing.
Yeah.
And what would be a key point, something very important you should wanted to share with us, that it would change your way to change them, way to give them, what should be the something which we should definitely do to get them support us?
Yes. What really you need to do is, the first thing is have a clarity of what you want. As a woman, when you want to shine, unless you have a clarity of what you really want to achieve, you cannot take the step. And when you are confused and you are not ready to take a step, how will your family members have confidence and support you? So in
spite of, we are very clear about
yes, let me finish the answers. That's the first step. I'm only coming to the first step. Yeah. Let me finish the answer. Okay. The first step is having clarity. First, you need to know what you want. And when you go and tell your family members, I want this, they will definitely tell, yeah, that is fine. Shut up, go and do your work. Maybe not as harsh as this, but something close to this. Or let's do it next time.
Exactly.
Let's do it next time. That's what I want to say. Now, there were a lot of places where I have put my step on and tell, I want to do it. I want to do it no matter what. And in fact, that took me a lot of courage to actually take that step forward, because if you are going to fail in that step, they are there to come and tell you, see, I told you, you have failed.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so it takes a lot of courage for you to put that step forward and tell, I'm going to do it no matter what, because if I don't do it, that is going to be a bigger regret than me failing on it. Yes?
Correct.
So with that conviction,
true.
if you put your step forward, and guess what? You will fail. And it will happen. But you know what? You will learn lessons. Start implementing lesson. Start implementing that lessons and take another foot forward. Okay. If you take 2 steps forward, you might fail in one, you might pass in one. Go into that pathway of passing. Then go in, take another step in the way of passing. 2 more steps, and keep moving. Sometimes there is a possibility where your family support is superb that you can even fly in a rocket. Sometimes there is a need where your family support is little low that you only need to crawl. I literally crawl in my life.
True.
You know what?
Exactly me.
The essence is that keep moving, don't become stagnant. The essence is that you need to keep moving no matter what. I wrote NEET exam 6 times. I failed in everything because that is not there in my journey. Because my all people around me told, go as an assistant professor in a college and settle. I wrote NEET exam 6 times for them. I failed because
Okay.
I don't want that. Okay, then I told them, see, I've done
Okay.
steps for you. I've only failed, right? In my training, I'm passing. Let me go there. They have no other choice than support. Okay.
I want to make
Okay.
a point here.
Yes.
Dr. Purni, I want
Yes,
to make
Ji.
a point here.
Yes.
Like Abraham Lincoln failed 9 times, and then 9th time he was successful. So sometimes the journey is like that. Many times you fail, but your purpose is so strong
Yes.
that it will give a push and you will be successful.
Very true.
Isn't it?
So it's all about what you love doing and you don't mind failing. So when I had to do my training the first time also, I really was like nervous. I had lack of confidence. I was like totally like did not know what I spoke in the stage. It was like failure, but this was something which I loved doing. So I started developing on it, seeing other people, and started my journey towards it. Like Doop sir rightly said, you might fail 6 or 7 times, but don't mind. If you feel that this is what you want, go with your instinct and you will definitely reach your purpose.
I want to share one of my small experiences.
Yes, Ji.
There is an agency known as NBTI, Kathmandu. They are very staunch and they are very reserved about whom they call. They have been trying out professors from IIM, Ahmedabad and all that. And one day they called me. I'm a HR guy. They called me for, finance, subject of finance.
Oh my God.
Compensation and benefits. They said, can you do this? I never say no. Even if it is very difficult, I try my hands and mostly I am successful. So I said, I can do it. They called me, I prepared. And for a month I prepared. And I went there, Kathmandu, I never saw it is day or night. I prepared. The director told me that they had called many professors before that, and the people are not happy. The best thing was that out there, Kathmandu sends all their good students to foreign universities. So most of them were from Harvard and so many others. So when the first guy, I went half an hour before, I set up the whole thing, and the director had told me that if you fail, we are going to make it very difficult for you. I said, don't worry, I am bound to be successful. He said, okay. I went there half an hour before. I set up the whole thing. The first guy, the first two managers rather, they entered. I was shocked. My heart lost a beat because they were all polished and their accent was all, foreign accent because they were trained in Harvard and that kind of universities. So I thought, how am I going to teach them? I'm not a finance guy, and they are managers working in certain banks. That was national consortium of 31 banks. They were representing 31 banks. So I said, okay, let me try. So to cut it short, I gave them to start with, there were almost 24 of them. And the director also joined. He wanted to see how I was faring. So I gave them a small exercise. And I wanted to see how they attempt that. And none of them could attempt. And when I gave them the clue, they were all shocked how simple it was. To cut it short again, that won me, that day was mine, because I could impress them to start with. And the director was more than happy that 24 top managers from foreign universities and all that, I could impress them. So when you say that, I think when you are confident and you take it upon you that you have to be successful, then no force on earth can win you, make you lose. This is my experience. I have got similar many kinds of stories. All my life has been a story like that. And I'm very much impressed with your story, with your life's story. And I really clap, and I'm more than happy to meet you and to hear you. Thank you, Dr. Sachin. You have such eminent people working with you.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much.
There for sharing that. Wonderful. We have two more people who has hands are up.
Yes.
Shashikala ji, your question, please, and let us speed it up because it's already 8.
Yes.
Yes, Shashikala ji, your question. You can unmute yourself. Yes.
Actually, I don't have any question. I have gratitude towards Dr. Purani and Dr. Sachin.
Thank you, Ji.
Because I cannot forget soulful parenting. You both took during the Corona period lockdown, no? Really, it was really the determination, like the efforts, everything, each and every input you both have given. Really, it was very, very amazing and very much useful to me. And really now, as you said, Purni, no, with Dr. Sachin, morning rituals, really, my life, my God, really, I am in next level of my living my life powerfully. I'm tons and tons of gratitude to Dr. Sachin and to you too. Because you people are really making the world a very, very, what to say, a very different level of living. Really, you both are making. For me, I know, like you both only like training people directly. I know some other people too, like you. But still, I have you both training directly. Really, my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to you both.
Thank you, Ji.
And I pray for you both like next level, rocking.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shashikala ma'am. Keep joining and becoming powerful.
Yes.
Anju ma'am.
Anju ma'am.
Yes. Hello, Dr. Purani. It was really nice to hear you. And your journey has been really inspiring for, I think, all of us. Just one question I wanted to ask quickly was that, like you said, that at a particular moment you decided to become a happiness and a success coach. And at that point of time, nobody had heard of anything like a happiness and success coach. And so you didn't have any reference point to go back to, right? So now obviously you have a lot of success stories and, but at that point of time when you started, what exactly you did to become a happiness and success coach? Maybe some kind of like, if we have to learn something, we do a lot of research on that or learn from somewhere. What did you do to become a successful coach, a happiness and success coach?
Okay. So what I was a freelance trainer for close to at least 5 years without knowing what was my mission in life. But when I had to ponder myself on what I was doing, I was creating programs like Pathway Towards Unlimited Happiness, Achieving Peak Performance, Living a Holistic Life. these were the kind of programs I was creating, where I actually came to know, like whenever I told you, like there are a lot of places where you need to, ask questions, and universe will give you a lot of situations where you are going traveling. But I also wanted to tell you that there is some places where you also need to pause and think about what has happened. And that pausing moment is always that enlightening moment in your life. So that 30 seconds of BNI was like a pausing moment for me of just sitting. Yes, universe has given me a lot of experiences. Now, what is that universe is trying to convey to me? And what is that I am actually doing? When that pausing moment came in, then I started thinking, okay, what I'm really doing is I am interested in people being happy and successful. So why not call myself as a happiness and success coach? And I had a journey behind that also, because I was a person who was longing for happiness and success in my life. And I had 0% happiness. I felt 0% happy and 0% successful. And my journey all started with learning how to be happy and successful. And I was trying to teach whatever I learned by putting small programs to people. Now, all that came as answer into that pausing moment. So in your life, when you are actually too busy and running, I suggest that you have a pausing moment and think about what you're doing. What is that I'm actually, why my soul wants to do all this? Then you will get an enlightening moment. That enlightening moment, that Buddha had under Bodhi tree was what I had in BNI, that 30 seconds, which I wanted to share with you. It's not just a momentary one, but it was a built over a time of frame, that journey. But I had been running that journey. We are all running our life, everyday life, 9 to 5, running. We never have time to stop and think why we are running. But when you stop and think is when that enlightening comes into your life. So did I answer your question, Anju ma'am?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Purni. Thank you.
Okay, Sachin ji is all. So any other questions? Rohin, yes, Rohin. Are you still?
Having to question, coach.
Yes, Rohin, please. Shoot
Coach,
your question.
how do you handle the anger, coach?
Wonderful, Rohin. Thank you for asking that. You want to handle your anger, huh?
Yes, coach.
How do you, okay, now tell me why your anger is coming.
Taking my things and keeping their bags.
Okay, your friends are taking the things and keeping in their bag. And
Yes,
why should you not be angry about it? Of course, they are not supposed to take your things and keep in their bag, right? Why should you not be angry about it?
Coach, I take their things means they will beat me, coach. Coach, and they should take my things means I should not beat, coach, because my teacher will scold me, coach.
Okay, Rohin, now tell me, you are a superhuman or they are a superhuman?
I am.
You are a superhuman. Do you have a small pinch of doubt in that?
No, coach.
No. So, a superhuman, if a person takes their things, what would they do? What would a superhuman do?
Asking to give my pen or
Politely,
class
or with anger. Will you ask them to give your things politely or with anger? What does a superhuman do?
politely he will ask.
Yes. Rohin, I wanted to tell this. This is the answer that I wanted to give you, Rohin. You know what? Whenever anger comes to you, you think that you are a superb human. You know, once you forget that you are a superb human, you will react as like others. But when you remember that you are a superb humans, you will tend to give the answers or give a response like a superb human.
Okay, coach.
Okay, like say example, your mom is making you angry. What will you do, Rohin? What will a superb human do?
Mother, don't.
Your mom only takes.
Don't.
Yeah, how will a superb
No, coach.
his mom? How will a superb human talk to his mom?
Mom, don't make me angry.
Yeah, just give a warning, she will understand. Okay. Nothing more is required. No anger is required. Okay, Rohin. Rohin, always remember you're a superb human. Then anger cannot conquer you. If you remember that you're a superb human, anger cannot conquer you.
Coach, my second question, coach.
Yeah, please.
Your first attempt of getting success in handling anger, coach.
What is that?
What is your first attempt of getting success in handling anger, coach?
Okay, let me tell you. You know what? Like, I am a very short-tempered person, and I used to get angry a lot, and I really used to shout. But you know what? I realized, am I being happy when people shout back at me? I'm really not happy, right? Will you be happy when people shout back at you at anger?
No, coach.
You're not happy. So what I really thought was, after this, when I'm a person, I could not control my anger and I shout off. Say example, when my child doesn't do the things that I'm telling, I shout at my child. Now the child also learns to shout, and the child is shouting at me back. Now this is something which I really did not want to happen. Now what I really did was, the next time I got angry, okay, Rohin, listen carefully. The next time I got angry, I shouted. But after I shouted, I sat for a while and thought how better I could have handled this situation. All right. What did I think? What did I think, Rohin?
Coach, you shouted, and why I did shouted, you should think.
No, not why I did shouted. I asked myself how better I could have handled this situation without shouting.
Okay.
Now my brain told me, you could have handled it by just telling her, calling her and making her sit and talk politely. You could have handled it. It gave me a list of options and I chose one out of it. The next time the same situation happened, now my brain has an answer how to handle it. And I used that. Did you understand, Rohin? What really happens when you don't feed your brain with the right answers, it keeps acting the way you act only. Now, next time you teach your brain how it should behave. Okay, Rohin? Rohin?
Okay, coach.
You have started giving warnings to your mom. Huh? Did you understand? Did you understand?
Yes,
you need to train your brain. You need to train your brain how to be,
okay,
how to properly handle that anger. Then your brain will listen to you. Okay.
Thank you, Rohin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much. I would love keeping on talking, but I think time is pressing. So over to you.
Yes, anybody else has any final question anybody wants? Soham, thank you so much for your participation. Do you have any question? Harshita has come after a long time. Harshita, do you have any question, Harshita? You want to ask Dr. Purni any question?
No, coach. Dr. Purni, coach, your story is very inspirational, and from so many days I'm actually lagging back. My schedule is not really right, but today I feel very motivated after listening to you, and I feel motivated to bring back my schedule on time. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Ashita.
So I guess thank you so much, Dr. Purni ji, for your valuable time. I have an amazing surprise and a nice gift for you when I catch you back again. It's been a long time, and once again I would say you're beautiful and you're dutiful.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much.
You're an amazing person, amazing human being. You're a superb human. Thank you so much. Heartfelt gratitude to, first of all the participants who are here, taking time and making this a success. And Dr. Purni ji, thank you so much. Heartfelt gratitude.
Thank you, Sachin ji. And I wish Superb Humans rocks all around the world. And thanks to all the participants. Thanks for your wonderful questions. And I hope I did justice for all of you. And I hope that today is, something out of this session had really makes that spark in your life. And thank you so much for that opportunity, Sachin ji.
Yeah. So leaders, champions, I have a small request is that whatever we have learned, write it down. Writing takes it much more deeper. Please write it down. Take 10, how many colors? 4 or more. Take a leadership folder, write 10 lessons, 10 valuable lessons that we have learned from this wonderful, superb talk. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Purni ji. And send those messages, send those 10 points that you have learned from this. That is the way.
Ji, and I have a small request.
Please.
I want to share my YouTube channel link to you. Please put it in the group.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Every day we are posting a video on happiness and success. I really wanted all of our champions to have access to that message on a daily basis.
Sure.
So please subscribe to our channel and see one video every day. That is what I ask.
Definitely. Thank you, Dr. Purni ji. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, and happy night. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you, Ji.
The recording will reach everybody, say, by tomorrow. But meanwhile, please write down those 10 valuable gold nuggets that you have learned from this session. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, coach. You're lovable, capable, and superb human.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, so there are people who are asking me, what is your YouTube link? Okay, Sachinji will also be sending, but you can search as Dr. Purni. My YouTube channel will come. Dr. Purni's Has Academy is my channel. If you just put Dr.
Thank you,
Purni,
coach.
Dr. Purni
Thank you.
has
That is all.
Happiness
Yes.
and Success Academy.
Yes.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you so
you,
much,
wonderful.
Rohan. Thank you so much for your wonderful question, Rohan. I will ask your mom if you really took my answer.
Yes,
I
coach.
will ask your mom.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye to everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, coach.
Bye.
Bye, coach. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye, Rohan.